welcome to Titanium Tarot, and today I'll be doing a reading for Scorpio, because this is for any planet, any placement to Scorpio you have in your chart. If you do, great. If you don't, great as well. You probably have a message in your praise, which you can ear out. And if you are a cross-watcher, I welcome you with open arms, because heaven knows I was a cross-watcher for many of you myself, so I get you and I got you. Now, I will mention, I used Radleigh Valentine's Fairy Tarot deck. I'll also mention when it's time for you utilize your own intuition. And with that, let's get into the cards, my fellow Scorpios, because I'm a Scorpio moon myself. Let us go. Right? And so I've done something a little different, which is when I felt like, well, it's not really that different, because this is the way I've been doing it for the last couple of weeks, which is when I feel like the message has ended with a card, I'll like stop pulling cards. And the fourth set is extremely telling, so it's going to take some time. I apologize in advance. Right? So the first card is the Six of Winter, which indicates that you are moving to calmer waters. Right? From choppy waters to calmer waters. Because there's something that is there so it's something that is, that if you take your time, you will win in the end. Fair and objective decision. You have the Justice card, which is Libra energy. By the Six of Winter would be the Six of Swords. Then you have the Ace of Summer, which is the Ace of Cups. Now it talks of opening your heart to love, the beginning of a new relationship, an intimate relationship, or the rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. So this is you just getting into a connecting with something on an emotional level. It doesn't necessarily have to be like love, but it could. But it differs from person to person. So utilize your intuition with this, please. Then you have the Princess of Spring. Now this is a very optimistic, enthusiastic, creative, and energetic individual. So this card says it's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. Let your creativity take flight. Yep. So, I mean, the idea that just popped into my mind, alright, is that you're moving to smoother times, and during these smoother times, I feel like you'll have the presence of the ability to notice that you can make this work. Now, you can make this work in regards to a relationship, or it could be a romantic relationship, a work relationship, a family relationship, an action relationship, whatever, right? Something. And then the Princess of Spring just says, okay, so you got the idea, you got the feelings going, you know that it's going to work, so do it. Place the action. Now the next card is the Seven of Autumn. Now the Seven of Autumn is the Seven of Pentacles, which talks of have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and rest and plan the next steps. A prudent investment is time and money. So basically this is saying that this project that you are working on is going to take some time. But if you give it the time that it needs, it's definitely going to pan out. So while you wait, have your eye to the long term. Plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Have patience. There are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. Right? Then you have the Wheel. And if you do that, if you do what is suggested in this first set, I can do that. This is the whole reading. If you listen to what the first set is telling you up to this stage, up to this point, you're definitely going to be able to reach the Wheel card, which is the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. Now it says delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. So you are definitely moving in the right direction, which is great. And then you have the Sun card. Now the Sun card, alright, talks of plans that work out perfectly. Amazing news amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, Gratitude for the blessings of life. Yes. 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 Okay. Next, you have the Five of Summer. Now, the Five of Summer, alright, talks of trust, that there is a reason for everything that's happened. Remove yourself from negative emotions of others. Okay. Remove yourself from the negative emotion of others, focusing on which frightens or worries you. Now, I think this is what you're moving away from. This is what you moved away from in the Six of Winter. Okay, in the Six of Swords. You moved away from the thinking, is what I heard. Wait a minute. Okay, a hashtag. Thinking. Okay. So once you moved away from thinking, that allows you to utilize the Awakening card, which is a Hangman in this deck, and it talks of change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in action. You are basically doing what Jesus talked about. I know some of you aren't as religious, but if you look at it from a human perspective, and you look at it from a perspective of like a great individual, I know Jesus wasn't perfect because Jesus was human, right? So if you take what Jesus taught and take to heart, by changing your viewpoint and taking a step back from what is actually happening in this situation and being able to see what's going on and be able to react in the best possible way in order to get the best possible outcome, things should work out, is what I'm getting intuitively. So if you don't resonate with this, don't listen to it. And so then, if you follow your enlightened perspective, okay, which is what the Hangman talks about, because the Hanged Man is changing his viewpoint, his vision, his angle of vision, right, to see things from a different perspective and get new clarity on it. And once you get new clarity on something, alright, you will be able to move forward with the Chariot card, which is Cancer energy. Oh, by the way, okay. Justice is Libra. I'm not sure what the wheel is. The Sun card is Leo. I'm not sure what Awakening is. But the Chariot is Cancer energy, right? So this card says success that comes from dedication and self-discipline. Celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. Yes, if you ask yourself, being able to set yourself apart, set yourself back, take a third person perspective and be like, okay, what would Jesus do in every single situation? This will happen, is what I'm getting, right? Because being able to always take a step back, that is discipline, and that is also dedication to what it is you want to achieve. Now, this might differ from one person to the other, so utilize your own intuition in regards to this. And once you do all that, you will then be able to manifest like a magician, right? Because this card talks of you can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. Yes, you can. I mean, if you think about it, okay, Jesus was able to manifest everything he needed, one after the other the other, right? Even his cross, his being crossed, right, at the end of his life, human life, that was another way for him that was the ultimate way for him to impart the actual lessons that he was put on earth to teach. Right? Now, the next card is the Seven of Summer. Now, the Seven of Summer is the Seven of Cups in this deck. It says, no more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. Oh, ho, ho, my intuition's on point. Alright, so if you were to think about it, right, I'm pretty sure Jesus, like, I haven't studied the Bible in depth, okay, but I think I'm going to do that at some point, but I'm pretty sure that when Jesus had, at the end, right, he had a choice. He had a choice to go, be hanged, or put himself in a pickle and be not hanged, be put on a cross, or do something else. I'm sure he could have done something else, but he knew from his different perspectives that he had to follow his purpose, and his purpose would have been best, and he knew that his purpose would be best accomplished by him being being nailed to that cross, and and becoming, right, the not the martyr, but I guess in a way, but for him to really have the impact he wanted and the impact that God wanted him to have on this plane, he needed to go through that excruciating being crossed, being put on that cross, in order for the people that he was supposed to, lead to Christianity. That was what they needed. Yes. And so, in order to actually do what he was set forth to do, he needed to pick something and work with it. And he picked something and he works with it, and it works tremendously. Now, I spent 10 minutes talking about this, so sorry. I wonder how long this reading is going to take. Actually, I'm going to write hashtag Jesus. No, Jesus. Hashtag what would Jesus do? I'm sorry for those who are less religious and less, less Christian oriented, but I'm just saying. Just think about it. Alright, next, the first card for the second set is the Prince of Winter. Now, the Prince of Winter is an intellectual, determined, focused, and impulsive individual. It says, seek out an intellectual solution to your problems, the need to act quickly and decisively, sudden or unexpected events, changes. I feel like the Jesus analogy ended here. Okay, so actually no. Or did it? I can't really talk about the aftermath of Jesus' death. What I could talk about was, okay, so something ended, and now you're like, alright, so something ended, this first row ended, and it ended with a big bang, okay? So then you're like, you don't know what your next step is. You don't know where you're going to go, okay? See, the Seven of Autumn talks of pick something and work with it, right? It's like, you have all this choice, pick something. And now, at this point, with the Prince of Winter, you're impulsively choosing. You're not picking something that is going to help you achieve what you want to accomplish. So you just pick something, and then you go a little with it, and then you're like, this is not going to lead me to where I want to go. So I'm going to jump ship and go with something else, which is what the Ace of Winter talks about. The Ace of Winter, talks of, don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately, amazing new ideas that should be implemented. Yeah. Yes. Which is great. Yes. So it's basically saying that you have a new idea and it should be implemented. What did I just say? Right? Though I feel like this new idea is going to come up with some resistance, possibly to people around you, possibly, you know, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so I feel like it is going to be a little challenging at first, but then it's going to turn upside down, turn reverse. So I feel like what you call it? What is it? Okay, so you're having difficulty with you're having difficulty. So you changed your idea, right? Now you had a new idea came to mind, and then you were like, okay, I need to follow this. And as much as people are gonna be like, oh, what's giving you difficulty because you're following a new idea, but then they're gonna like it, and then they'll start following you in this new idea, right? Which is what happened with me in regards to my calling, in a way. Yeah. Me reading cards, right? At first, my grandfather was opposed to it. Then he started to slowly but surely, warm up to it. Then I gave him a reading, and then he really warmed up to it, or I don't know what changed, but something did. Anyway, whatever is going to happen, that is going to go from bad to better, is going to show you that it's time for you to move on. Okay, so the idea that just pops into my mind is Mary Poppins. So every time, I don't know if this is the case, but whenever Mary Poppins felt like she had imparted her wisdom to the family that she was staying with, I haven't seen the new version, by the way. The new Mary Poppins, I've seen the old one. She would leave. And I feel like this is what that means. Okay? To go on to the next family that needed her. Right? I think. I can't remember the song. Anyway, so the next card is the Four of Summer, okay, which talks of a happy family, right? A happy family, a happy home, happy wife, happy life, happy family, blah blah blah. So whenever Mary Poppins had made a family happier because she imparted with them her wisdom, when they were happy, she would leave. Right? When they wanted her to stay, she would leave because her work there was done. Whoa. That is interesting. Okay. Alright, next you have the Star card. Now the Star card is Aquarian energy, by the way. It talks of look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. What did Mary Poppins do? I feel like for dysfunctional families, or families who couldn't see eye to eye to each other or had difficulty communicating clearly with each other, she was able to set things right and make them talk to each other again, or enjoy each other's company, right? Then you have the Ego, which is the Devil card in this deck, which mainly talks of well, it talks of a lot of things, but it also talks of obsession in this card. Well, it says the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. So, I first got the illusion, the idea of obsession, which could be the case, because if you look at the older version of Mary Poppins, the father was obsessed with work, obsessed with what he with his work. And then when Mary Poppins came along, she got him to spend more time with his kids, right? So I feel like because he had an impression, he had the illusion that he was trapped by his job, that he had to put in hours and hours of work to get, be able to provide for his family and give them the happy life. But if they have the happy life, but the father's not there ever, or doesn't spend time with them ever, how does that really help them? Does it really? Then you have the Six of Autumn. Now, the Six of Autumn says, the good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. See, the father's obsession that got reined in. I don't know how, like, I haven't seen the new version of Mary Poppins. I know the new version is done, it's shot, the story continues in the States, I think. So, I don't know what happens to the father who was in England, London, England. I don't know what happens to that family, but what I'm getting is that, okay, so now he has the right, he's following a better structure, as would say Chris Duncan, but he's following the right structure, and by following the right structure, I feel like there is an equal give and take within the family, where everyone's happy. They might not be crazy rich anymore, but are emotionally content. Now, that emotional contentment gives them the impression that they are materially abundant, right? Because the Ten of Autumn talks about take the steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. He spent more time with his family, which gave them the impression that they had more room, that gave them more happiness, more satisfaction, because he was spending more time with them, right? And really creating stable family connections and honoring family traditions in that sense, right? Then you have the Six of Spring. And the Six of Spring is the Six of Wands, which talks of wonderful news is on its way, smart choices that bring rewards, success and public recognition. Yes, this is maybe it will take people some time to notice that you might not be as rich as you were, but you feel better about yourself and about your circumstance and all those things, and that is what sets you apart from everyone else. You have a well-rounded life now, and that for people is how should I say, is envious for some, I guess. Then you have the Strength card. Now, that in and of itself is your strength. That is what, some people will see with the fact that you have a well-balanced life and a well-balanced family life and a well-balanced work life and a well-balanced all of this as a weakness, when in reality, it's a strength, right? Yes, it's a strength. It's not, nothing is better than anything else, but everything, well, let's put it this way, when one thing crashes and burns, when one aspect of your life is shocked, the other aspects will take up the brunt of the work and be able to be more helpful. And with that, okay, you'll definitely be able to tap into your 10 of summer. Now, the 10 of summer is an emotionally fulfilling life of family or friends, raising children wisely, people you can trust. Basically, that family unit. When you have that family unit, nothing can stop you. Nothing, nada, niet, because everything just goes one after the other after the other. Everything is just lined up to your success. Okay, so now the third set. Alright, the third set is comprised of, first, the Queen of Summer, who is a very loving, comforting, emotional, and intuitive individual. It says, listen to your heart, intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others, perhaps too much. Yes. Then you have the Nine of Spring. Now, the Nine of Spring talks of protect the fruits of your labor, prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead, environmental conservation. Yep. When you have completely changed your focus to something else, and you are more interested in your emotional happiness, your emotional contentment than anything else, that will create some conflict with your surroundings. And now your surroundings are going to try and bring you back to reason, make you be like them more, because they are having the impression that they're losing you, when in fact they're not. You're just not on the same level anymore. And that will give them the impression that it's gonna be a lot of heavy lifting to bring you back to where they are, because you don't really want to do what they're doing anymore. Excuse me. That was some heavy lifting, and energetically speaking. If I got thirsty, that means I'm doing something correctly. So, so they will feel you slip away more and more, and what they'll want to do is bring you in more and more, so they're going to feel like they need to work a ton to do that. Now, which is what the Ten of Spring, well actually the Ten of Spring, so they really want to bring you back, but they feel like it's going to be excessive work. So this is what my grandfather was doing actually at this point. So he's like, he sees that there's no way he can bring me back to what he thinks, the way he thinks that I should act. So he's just like, oh, whatever, I'll just go along for the ride. We'll see what happens. Right? And so I'll just let her do her thing and just act like I'm going along. But that is the thinking pattern that will allow you to move from winter to spring, which means to move from a harsh weather to more pleasant weather, right? Yeah, because in this card, which is the Ten of Winter, she's moving from winter to spring. That's why the analogy. Otherwise, you have two tens, one after the other. Then you have the Prince of Summer. Now, the Prince of Summer is a romantic, captivating, dramatic, and flirtatious individual. It says falling in love with suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. I think that's what it is. I feel like the sudden shift from the old way of being to the new way of being needs to be accompanied by grounding, or else you'll feel like you're, I'm going to use a French term, complètement dépaysé, which means that you completely lost your another word, repère, which is your focal point, or you've completely lost your focus. You've completely lost your, not focus, you've completely lost things that you can say that what's the word you can associate things to. Yes, like those things that you could before stand firmly in saying that this is what this means. Well, this is what this means no longer means what it used to mean. It means something completely different, is what I'm getting. Then you have the Seven of Winter. Now, the Seven of Winter, alright, talks of there's a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Well, yeah, if you have been thinking one specific way for your entire life, and then all of a sudden you are blindsided by a completely different way of seeing things. Like I said, the Ten of Winter, moving from winter to summer in a drastic way, you need to be grounded, because or else you feel like you're drowning if you do. Yeah, with all that melted snow, it might actually drown you. Yes. So you need to stay grounded in order to be able to see all possibilities, in order to not feel like you're actually running away from the truth, that you're sticking to what you want to manifest and whatnot. Then you have the Four of Summer. Now the Four of Summer talks of being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontentment with life. What does this mean? What does this mean? This means that, so, you see all the work that you have to do with the Ten of Winter. You see that you need to stay grounded, and you see that you have to look for a better solution, because the one you picked was not really the one for you, the best one for you, might I add. And there's going to be a little moment of, oh, woe is me, feeling all sad and stuff. But then, you'll have an idea. You'll have an inspiration with the Prince of Spring. Now, the Prince of Spring is a charming, self-confident, and passionate, as well as restless individual. It says immediate action, a challenge that you can successfully manage, a passionate relationship. So as much as this issue seems like seems like Everest, I think I had something similar pop up yesterday or earlier this week. Everest, something that you might feel that is impossible to climb, which, by the way, we know is possible to climb, because there are people who've climbed Mount Everest. Yes. And more people are doing it, so I'm just saying. So the thing is that once you get over this pity party with the the pity party that is the Four of Summer, you will definitely be able to have a intuitive nudge that will lead you down the correct path in order to get to where you want to get to, which is what the immediate action is all about. Then you have the Renewal Card. Now, the Renewal Card is a judgment card in this deck. It says, review the past and present so you can plan a bright new future. Understanding your life purpose, releasing judgments of yourself and others. Yes, you are. You're releasing judgments of yourself or others, because you now know that you should judge less and be more concentrated on what it is you want to create, Yeah, which is that successful challenge that you can manage with the Prince of Spring. Then you have the Princess of Summer, who is a gentle, sensitive, kind, and an experienced person. Now, in this new cycle, in this new action-taking perspective, that you're not used to much, there is going to be a sense of, oh, holy shit, what did I get myself into, right? I am not used to this. I don't know what to do with this. I'm inexperienced. I feel like I don't feel worthy. I don't feel good enough, and blah, blah, blah. Right? So that is how you're going to feel after this, during the beginning phase of this new cycle. right? Which is what the Renewal Card is leading you towards. And this card says a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. So I feel like as you're moving into this new cycle, someone is going to come into your reality that is going to be someone you can share your concerns with, which is amazing. Probably someone who's been through a similar situation, which is great, with whom you can swap notes about your worries, your fears, and all those things, about your sleepless nights, about your focusing on worst case scenarios, on the fact that you allow worry to grow out of proportion to the problem, and to all those unfounded fears that you are currently finding yourself worried about. Then you have the Release Card. Now, the Release Card, alright, talks of, well, this is the Death card in this deck, which is Scorpionic energy, which talks of let go of the past and ending that makes way for new opportunities, time to move on. So, I feel like with the Princess of Summer, who's helping you, while I feel like this Princess of Summer is just there to listen, and I feel like that listening is going to allow you to really understand why this Nine of Winter came into your life, why you're so worried, why these problems are coming back up, and whatnot. Which reminds me of, I don't know what it's called in English, but in French we would say relation d'aide, which is helping, when you're trying to help someone out of a situation. It's what therapists learn how to do, quote unquote, learn how to do. Some of them do it perfectly, others do it not so well, which is normal. It's human behavior, it's human things, so it's just being there for someone else and helping them move through what they're going through. Now for this is the mini deck. This is what I call, all of these sets, first set, second set, third set, and fourth set are mini decks themselves, right? It's like a good portion of the deck is what I'm getting. Now, so we start off with the Nine of Autumn. Now, the Nine of Autumn talks of reward yourself for all your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. So this new cycle that the old cycle that you've let go of, and the new cycle that you've taken on is definitely going to allow you, to meet your financial objectives or your material objectives, right? Because it says reward yourself for all your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. You're happy where you are, you're good where you are, things are lining up for you, and you are over the moon with joy, is what I'm getting. Then you have the Ace of Autumn. Now, the Ace of Autumn talks of a windfall of money, advice, or assistance from others. A very successful project, a happy change in your career. Things are really going in your favor monetarily. Yes, they are. Then you have the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card, alright, is a Gemini card. It says, true love that is long-lasting. Choices made from the heart or turn to good health. Now, this does not necessarily mean that someone is coming into your life. It might, but it might not. It could just mean that you are more in alignment with your higher self and you are listening to it more. Then you have the World. Now, the World card, alright, talks of a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. Yes. So you have gotten yourself to a point where you now have completed a cycle, basically. You have all the knowledge necessary to make this, to move on to another cycle, and which is what you do with the Fool card. Now, the Fool card talks of embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, trust yourself. Yes. You're trusting yourself, you're beginning a new adventure because you've completed this old one, and now you're like, I want some more, I want some more of this awesomeness, and I'm going to start a new adventure because of that. Because this is, I want to. And so that's why you're going back to school, you're learning more about this new cycle that you want to embark upon, and things are looking great. Right? Because this card says, do more research before proceeding education in the form of seminars, going back to school, or apprenticeship, excellence, craftsmanship, and long-term projects. Yes. Then you have the King of Autumn. Now, the King of Autumn is a compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and gifted individual. It says, be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way, a good person or company to work for. Everything is working your way because you're more in alignment with who you really are. You're going back to school. You're learning more about what you love to do because you've walked away from dishonest associations. Now, this could be people, places, things, situations that you did not really like before and that aren't really for your highest good. You're leaving those behind, and you are now tapping into the Princess of Winter's energy. Now, the Princess of Winter, is an inquisitive, truthful, realistic, and undiplomatic individual. It says, information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so you're leading the people that aren't to your best and highest good, and with them, you're actually speaking the truth with kindness, right? You're trying to tell them, and if they hear you, that is awesome. Now you have a bunch of twos. You have 3 twos, actually. You have the Two of Autumn, which talks of bring fun into everything you do, juggling multiple priorities or jobs, and unexpected talent for multitasking. Yes, this is amazing. So oh my God, this feels like, well, I'm a Scorpio rising. This feels like me because this is my case where I have multiple things happening at once, and I'm just like, how do I keep going? I have a lot of things, but I'm doing them with a lot of fun, and I love doing them. Then you have the Two of Summer. Now, the Two of Summer talks of falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone. Forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. Yes. So, see, what I'm thinking about, if I continue at this caliber of doing things, I probably won't have time for a partner. And I feel like that is going to create a drift between us both. I don't have one at this moment. But when I do, and if I don't lessen the amount of stuff I do, or rearrange what I do, it will basically, it will basically be more problematic, is what I'm getting. Yes. With the Two of Summer. But if I decide to work on the relationship, right? So work on the relationship, be more, give a little and take a little, have the other give a little and take a little as well. If we do that, if we decide to work on the relationship together, even if we know it's going to be hard and we need to work on it like a lot, it'll work out. Right? Then you have the Two of Winter. Now, the Two of Winter talks about indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others, feeling trapped between the intellect and the mind. No, being trapped between the intellect and the emotional. Now, I think this could be also viewed as something that goes on between two partners, let it be business partners or romantic partners, it matters not. What this is basically saying is, in this decision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others, feeling trapped between the inside and the mind. At some point, because if you are in a relationship, okay, and if you're trying to work on this relationship, and if you have kids and blah blah blah, you're no longer you're obliged to think of other people, and so this is when you have to seriously think about what is it that I need to be more attentive of. Is it me or is it someone else? Should I think of them first or me first? Should I think of this in equal parts, equal measures? If you know what I mean. If that did not make sense, ask in the comment section, and it will be my pleasure to go more in depth. Then you have the Hermit card. Now the Hermit card talks about find or be a mentor, take a break from society, commitment to spiritual growth. I feel like this is in regards to that relationship I was talking about. So this would be find a person who was able to marry those two things that you were stuck between in your mind, the head over heart or heart over head decision. Go and meet someone who's done that same, who has had to live with that same decision, who's had the outcome you want. Okay? And let's talk to them and listen to them and pick their brain and see what they say, in order for you to be able to tap into your 9 of summer. And in your 9 of summer, the 9 of summer talks of wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, the magical time of life. So because if you want your wishes to come true, you need to find the mentor who's going to help you, the mentor or mentee. Okay. If you are a mentor, you need to find a mentee that you can help so that you can feel like you've done something good. If you are the mentee, you need to find the mentor who can best serve you, is what I'm trying to get, and who's going to help you best serve you by showing you the way to get to what you want to get to, which is the outcome that they've created in their life. If this does not make sense, please ask, okay? Because I don't know in what way it doesn't make any sense, so I can't really go further in my explanation if I don't know what is confusing you. So, which is odd, because I was talking about something a little more religious, right? And in the more religious, esoteric stuff, you're kind of like, you need to follow the church because they told you to. You don't need to understand everything, which I'm not completely comfortable with, because I don't like to listen to someone blindly and then have it pop in my face. But I'd rather know why I'm doing something before I do it, so that I can have my consciousness will be completely, correct, and being like, okay, I feel comfortable doing this. And this is only for those things that you don't feel comfortable with. If you are being told to do something and you feel completely in alignment with it, go with it. And that's why I say on multiple occasions, if this does not feel right, if this does not resonate with you, don't listen to it. Okay? Just follow what resonates with you. Alright? And this is for everything. This could be religion based, or this could be friends, family, coworkers, what have you, okay? Whatever speaks true for you is what you need to follow. Okay? So I feel like when you find that one person who you resonate with and who you want to listen to about everything, alright, that might just be you getting to that level of understanding and you getting to that vibrational state. And if you don't understand what that means, ask away. I will explain. When you get to that point, okay, you will be emotionally so content. It'll feel like your wishes are coming true. You'll feel like your dreams are fulfilled. You'll feel like it's a magical time of life, right? Yeah. Now, when you are in this magical time of life, you will have a new idea pop into your mind of something you can do in action that you can put into motion, and the action is it's time to take action. Be fearless and utterly pursue your most treasured dreams, amazing career opportunities. This is going to be so emotion. When you are emotionally in alignment, your wishes are coming true. You'll get a new idea, a new intuitive nudge that you need to follow. That will lead to your emotional fulfillment, is what I'm getting with the Nine of Summer. And then you would need to use you would need to tap, well, not that you will need to, but you will tap into the Emperor type energy. Now, the Emperor talks of use logic and structure to increase your success. Be organized, a firm but compassionate leader. I feel like you're going to be needing, you will become the firm and compassionate leader of your life. Alright? You will take your attention away from others and bring it back onto yourself, is what I'm getting. Next, you have the Queen of Spring. Now, the Queen of Spring, alright, my gorgeous Scorpios, talks of the Queen of Spring, alright, is a brilliant, loyal, talented, and friendly individual. It says, believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life. Yes. And the reason why I got a little tongue-tied back there is because I just got a download of, I think it'd be a good idea to reread, what was the book's name? To reread, Neil Donald Walsh's book about, Conversations with God. Yeah. The Complete Conversation with God. Well, actually, this is a volume. This is a book, right? It's a heavy book. Neil Donald Walsh. For those of you who are interested, it's called. Well, this is the whole book. It's actually divided in 3 parts. If you're interested, the entire one is called the Complete Conversations with God, an Uncommon Dialogue. Yes, I would very much suggest it if you are interested. It is totally. I feel like I have to read it again. I feel like I do. And so, the last card, alright, interestingly enough, she is in the library. Okay, is the Princess of Autumn. Now, the Princess of Autumn is a studious, responsible, cheerful, and mischievous individual. It says, having news about your career, promotions, or scholarships, well thought out plans that go perfectly, needing a little push to get going. Yep. Yes. So, this is just saying that I feel like you need a little, you want to get going, but you're like, where was it? The 8 of Autumn. This kind of brings me back to the 8 of Autumn. Do more research before proceeding education in the form of seminars, going back to school, or apprenticeship. Excellent craftsmanship and long-term projects. I feel like you will be like a continuous student to the point where you'll be hungry for information. Not that you will stop, which might actually sometimes stop you from doing something, is what I'm getting. So, yeah. And so, read up. Reading does not hurt, but not doing stuff, needing a little push to get going is normal when you feel like you have so much to learn, but you need that push. You need to do it, right? You need to go on that you need to start, is what I'm getting. Because once you do start, it is going, or do this. Start, and, start. What am I saying? Start, and, start. So just start something and then learn while you're doing it is what is coming to mind. Continuously read. You might not get there as fast as you want, but you will definitely be slowly but surely doing things. Okay? So, my gorgeous and fellow Scorpios, that is all I have for you guys this week. If you like this, and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it would be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and my price. Now, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell to be notified when I post this stuff, as well as leaving me a comment, because I adore comments. I read them all. I might not answer all of them, but I absolutely read them all. And with that being said, my gorgeous and fellow Scorpios, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye!